and stuff the Beatles. The only Fab Four who rocked my world as a kid were the A-Team. Hannibal Smith.
I love it when a plan comes together.
B.A. Baracus.
I'm getting tired of your crazy rap.
The Face Man.
Fantasy is my middle name.
And Howling Mad Murdoch.
It's Captain Cab.
They were the coolest dudes on TV, and every week 15 million of us in the UK and millions more across the world watched in awe as they punched, gunned, conned and crashed their way to victory over the bad guys. Get in! My mission is to track down the surviving members of the A-Team.
Are you Mr. Benedict?
I've got just 10 days to do the nigh on impossible. Get them all in the same room together for the first time in almost 20 years.
I like to be able to say I love it when a plan comes together. But at the moment, my plan's going to shit.
I'm in LA for the next 10 days to try and track down Murdoch, BA and Face, the surviving cast members of the A-Team. Let's rock. Sammy? Come on, dude, man. Get in.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security.
The A-Team was an overnight sensation when it launched in 1983. It was a massive hit in over 100 countries and turned the stars of the show into international icons.
Right, 1 floor, 8th floor. Howling Mad Murdoch. From the A-Team, Dwight Schultz should be on this floor. Go. Okay, come on, guys, come on. Hey, how are you doing? Hi, I'm here to meet Dwight Schultz.
Dwight Schultz? Oh,
yeah.
He's taping.
Murdoch. Yeah, no, I'm taping with him.
Not expecting the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could just... Oh, actually, I wouldn't buzz him, because I'll just go on straight through. Which room is it?
I don't know. I can't just send you back.
Oh, Dwight, yeah, because I'm taping with the... I'm doing a voiceover with him. Yeah, Dwight Schultz. Is it... It's just round to the left, is it? Yeah, he's expecting us, and we're really late. Thank you. Hi, where's Dwight? Seen Dwight, mate? Is it in here? Hi, have you seen Dwight?
Help you topple Shiro. Together.
That's
Once and for all.
That's Murdoch. That's Howling Mad Murdoch.
200.
Can I just go in there? Right, let's just go in. Let me just go in.
What?
Dwight Schultz. Hi, how you doing? I'm really sorry to interrupt. My name is Justin. I'm from Channel 4 Television in England. I'm doing a show called Bring Back the A-Team. You played my favourite character without a shadow of a doubt in that show. You were Howling Mad Murdoch.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. Can I shake your hand, sir?
It certainly can.
Mr. Dwight Schultz, everybody, Howling Mad Murdoch.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I finish this?
Before you finish the voiceover,
Right.
Could I just maybe get a yes, hopefully, that you would agree to take part in our show, Bring Back the A-Team, and you would agree also to reunite with your fellow cast members?
Of course. I'm reunited.
Yes! Mr. Dwight Schultz, everybody, do you have the annual? Dwight, just to seal the deal.
Oh my God! Pity the fool!
Oh!
Pity the fool!
Come on! I love it when you say that. Dwight,
You love it when a plan comes together, right?
Come on, I love this.
There we go.
Oh, Howling Mad Murdoch.
That's right.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay.
Come on.
Justin?
Good times.
Certified nutter Howling Mad Murdoch was the super skilled pilot capable of flying absolutely anything. So, Dwight, do you remember when you found out who your fellow actors were going to be playing the parts?
Oh, yes.
Now, obviously, I would imagine you were well aware of Peppard.
Well, to realize I was going to work with Peppard and it was just a thrill. And I walked into the trailer, the makeup trailer, the first time. And I said, Mr. Peppard, my name is Dwight Schultz, how are you? And he says, yes, I am George Peppard, and I'm not a very nice man. That is, so help me God, that is what he said to me.
His opening line to you.
I am George Peppard, and I'm not a very nice man.
When I was a kid watching this show, I remember the stories would occasionally come out that maybe you all didn't get along.
Yeah, I think he was a movie star.
Yeah.
George was a movie star, and I mean it in the best and worst sense. I'll tell you, this is George in a nutshell. If you had a gun on the set, George would look at the gun, he'd walk off and come back with a bigger one. Really? Just slightly, right.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, but that's, movie stars are Hollywood is a place of ego, and I think it created a lot of problems and tensions between George and T.
Did they not get on?
Not later, they didn't. I don't think George ever accepted the fact that T was the star of the show.
So I'm going to go after Mr. T, obviously,
Yes.
because I would like Mr. T to be part of this, you know,
Yeah.
reunification of the A-Team.
Yes.
The odds of getting him involved are probably long.
Probably.
I'm going to be somewhat intimidated because...
Very.
I suppose the question is,
Yes.
is he as intimidating off camera?
Can be.
Really?
Yes, he can be. He could also be very sweet.
Dwight Schultz, you're a legend. Howling Mad Murdoch, everybody, come on! I love you. I love you. You're my favourite. You were my favourite.
Okay.
Did you just touch my dials?
Yes.
You were the first one to be brought on board. That part was written especially for you.
I was the only guy on the A-Team didn't audition.
Really?
Really. All the other guys had to audition.
They wanted you right from the very beginning.
Right, for my character, not the lead guy, not Hannibal, my character, B.A. Baracus, bad attitude Baracus, you know, don't take no stuff, you know.
How about George Peppard as Hannibal? He was brought in after you?
Yeah, after me, all them guys after me. See, George, at first there was gonna be another Hannibal. He had wanted a couple other guys. First he wanted our man Flint.
James
Corbin,
Yeah.
yes. And then see, George got the part. See, George had just got kicked off of Dynasty.
I heard this.
George had the part that the other guy had.
Yeah.
But George's attitude problem that you kicked him off. And matter of fact, it was one of the producers of the A-Team that saw George walking down the street. So he felt sorry. He said, "Hey, George, you know, called him in, straighten him up a little bit, because George was a drunkard." So he brought him in and whatnot, straightened him up a little bit, got the part, and you know.
Do you remember when you first met Peppard?
I remember I first met him. It was weird, like, because he had attitude, like, you know. He didn't respect me at first, you know. And when I met him, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Yeah." I didn't say that. I was still cool, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't expect him to hug me and whatnot, but still, you know, we on the same team.
They may have been on the same team, but rising star Mr. T clearly outshone George Peppard in the fame stakes. The world went mad for B.A., who became an international celebrity. Even the White House wanted a slice of the action. For most of us, Mr. T was the A-Team. He became a global icon, launching his own merchandising, books, videos, and even a pop career with 3 of his own red-hot rap bitches.
Treat her right, treat her right. Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I always love her, my mother, so treat her right, treat her right.
You were hugely popular. Do you think that George, did he wrestle with that? Did he find that quite hard to deal with?
He was basically second banana. He was the lead on the show, but for the fan was, they would come to him, Hannibal, where's B.A.? You know, he could piss, you know what I mean, you know.
T is for the time that she stayed up night and took my temperature when I wasn't feeling right.
And then the other stuff, you know, see, George wanted to be this, then he hired a PR firm, you know, they were not. Then they told him on the People magazine, he wanted the People magazine cover. They said, see, he just kept on running into Mr. T. What you mean? I mean, trying to escape me running, they said, no, we won't give you a cover by yourself. If you can get Mr. T, we'll give you a cover.
Oh, drove him crazy.
Everywhere you go, that's Mr. T. Back again to Kiss. Hannibal, where's B.A.?
Was it just the fact that you were more popular than Peppard that bothered him, or was there a bit more to it?
You know, mainly because he found out that I was making more money than he was.
Oh, really?
That's what it was.
So you were making more money on the show and he found out about it?
At one time, I was the 3rd highest paid guy in NBC.
Wow. See, what was the idea behind all the gold in the gold chains?
It was symbolic of my African heritage. When my black ancestors was brought to the United States from Africa, they were shackled by their neck, their wrists, and their ankles in steel chains. I've turned those steel chains to gold to symbolize the fact that I'm still a slave, only my price tag is higher.
We love you, Mr. T.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Mr.
man.
T, everybody.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Yeah, there's an old saying. The best defense is a good offense.
You got that wrong, man. A good offense is the best defense.
Okay. Have it your way.
Thanks.
The cast of the A-Team haven't been in the same room together for almost 20 years, and I'm beginning to wonder if it was too much to ask. But just when I thought it was all going tits up, Dwight Schultz, aka Howling Mad Murdoch, arrives and saves the day.
Dwight Schultz. a.k.a. Howling Mad Murdoch, welcome.
Thank you. Is this real?
It's real champagne.
You promise?
I swear.
Well, thank you.
I can't believe...
Yeah, you drink some of this too.
Thank you.
You need
Murdoch
it. You're a little nervous for me.
I am a bit shaky.
Just a little nervous for me.
This
Just
is
a little nervous. Calm down. Calm down. It's going to be okay. Now go ahead. Take a breath. Okay.
After a pep talk from Dwight, it's not long before a fellow member of the A-Team turns up.
The smoothest member of the cast. You had the car, the clothes, the ladies.
That's right. I haven't seen you for, well, it's
A
been
while.
too long.
It's been a while.
You look great.
Do I?
Yeah.
You look better.
Of course I do.
It's Murdoch
I
in
don't do
face.
this. No makeup.
Yeah, let me see. It's typical. I have to fight.
I'm uncomfortable in front of the camera.
But I was always taller.
I always get nervous when a camera
Just a
shows
little
up.
taller.
Is this what it was like on set,
Yes,
Dwight?
it was.
Really?
Yes.
Trying to get in.
And we always had a
you were
director who
black.
didn't know where to put us.
George Peppard might not have wanted her on the A-Team, but the reunion wouldn't be the same without Marla Heasley, a.k.a. Tonya Baker.
Hi. The only time I ever appeared at the National Enquirer was because of Marla.
You were in the National
There was a
Enquirer.
rumor that we were having a thing, and it was because
Was
of Marla.
it?
Yes.
I actually was accused of it.
Was with Marla?
Yeah.
You lucky dog.
Yes.
Mr. King.
my God.
It's the Ginger.
The star.
You lovely man. How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm better for seeing you.
Oh, look
Jack King, a.k.a. General Paul Fulbright. Come on.
Jack.
Good to see you.
Lance Legault, a.k.a. Colonel Decker, means it's a full turnout for the US military.
Guys, excuse me. I'm sure you know this man.
No, but I don't remember. What was...
He created the A-Team as Mr. Stephen J. Cannell.
Finally, I've got a special surprise for the A-Team.
Thank you so much for coming. My pleasure. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
George Peppard's son, Christian, was only a young boy when the show was being filmed, but he was very popular with the members of the cast.
Chris.
How are you?
Oh,
God.
There's the face man up at the bar, still working his magic on Tonya Baker. Nothing changes, all right. We haven't got Mr. T, he couldn't make it. George Peppard is sadly no longer with us. But since the show ended almost 20 years ago, no one has achieved this. I've done it. The A-Team. Rock on. Let's have a vol on. There's a limo. Sammy, there's a limo. Right, we got a limo. Is he turning in? Is he turning into 1220? This is it. This is him. This is him. This is him. Come on, Vin. This has got to be him. Come on. Come on, boys. Sammy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm really sorry to bother you. You would be Mr. Stephen J. Cannell, was you?
Yeah, I am.
My name is Justin. I'm from Channel 4 in England. I'm doing a show called Bring Back the A-Team. It's my favourite show. I'm not kidding. It was the biggest show of the 1980s.
This is the 80s, you know, so we're into 2005 now.
I know, but there's never been a show like it since it. I know it's been nearly 20 years. Would you mind? Could I talk to you? I've been sat out there all morning. I'm covered in pigeon shit. Stephen, can I?
You can, sure.
Is that all right? I can walk in?
Yeah.
Everyone always remembers this. Nobody ever died in the A-Team.
Two reasons for it. One is that it was an 8 o'clock show, and I felt a sense of responsibility not to be killing people in an 8 o'clock show. And then it started to get funny. I mean, we started to laugh. We once bought a helicopter crash from a James Bond movie. We went out and got a red and gray Bell Jet Ranger, and we used it as the heavies helicopter. And at the end, they're chasing Murdoch down a canyon, and he pulls up, and this guy doesn't, and he flies. This thing smacked right into the... We cut to the stock footage that we bought, this expensive shot we bought from the James Bond movie, and boom, that thing explodes. Then we cut to the floor down below the cliff, and we dropped, a whole bunch of flaming wreckage. And out of this flaming wreckage come two stuntmen, and they get up and they go, "You okay, Fred?"
I love it. That's my favourite A-Team non-death.
Yeah.
Stephen, could I ask you about George and Mr. T? Did the relationship completely break down between Peppard and T?
A little bit at the end it did, I mean, it wasn't the happiest set I've ever been on, but it wasn't the most unhappy set either.
Did he ever know, Stephen, that when the show was originally pitched that Mr. T was the one that was, you know, that you always wanted to be in it?
There was some animosity and antipathy about that. Obviously, George, I think, was a little miffed.
Yeah.
You know,
he's the Hollywood star. Who's this guy with the mohawk?
Yeah, and you know, he's the trained actor, and yeah, I get that. I mean, I understood that. Any
18 memorabilia, Stephen, that you kept?
Now they're going to go on you.
Wow, come on. Let me get my hair out of the way.
Let me get my hand around here. Whoa.
Wow. I'm wearing Mr. T's chains. Wow.
What do you think, huh? No, you know.
That is heavy.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
It doesn't get any better. I pity the fool.
Pity the poor fool.
I pity the poor fool. That is amazing, isn't it? I'm wearing a proper... You look at these... Can you want to see this? I'm wearing Mr. T's chains. Come on. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Come on. I love it, eh? Come on, over your mic. I'm wearing Mr... Bloody big chap.